Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the Royal Gorge Railroad. It's a little outside of Colorado Springs. I just returned from a trip to Colorado Springs. We rode up to Canyon City one day where we rode the Royal Gorge Railroad. It was one of the highlights of the trip and I wanted to bring some footage back. So in the event that you are considering going to Colorado, which I highly recommend, and if you're considering, ever wanted to ride a rail train, particularly in the gorge, I wanted to give you an idea of what it looks like, number one, but also my thoughts on, my feelings on if I enjoyed it, how was the food, what was the scenery like. Let's start off with some facts about the Royal Gorge Railroad. First of all, it's been operating for over 140 years. And since its inception, which was 1879, it has been a beloved attraction in the area. It offers visitors a very unique experience within the gorge. To my understanding, this is the only way to see the gorge and to be in the gorge. Now, there were a couple glamping spots throughout our ride. I'm not 100% sure how you would get to some of the other areas that we saw. So for the most part, the rail is the primary way to view the Royal Gorge area. So as we go through some of this video, you're going to see some really stunning scenery. It was almost like being just in a movie or something. It was, I'm from the East Coast, so we don't see things like this on a regular basis. This is considered the high desert. Yes, the high desert in Colorado. Much of what you see has been carved out of the Arkansas River over millions of years, and the Royal Gorge is one of the deepest canyons in the United States. It towers granite cliffs rising up to about 1,250 feet above where we were on the rail car. One of the things that we were told during our ride is to keep an eye out for what our host referred to as big horned sheep. Yes, sheep, not ram, but big horned sheep in the Royal Gorge. There's also an array of flora and fauna. These big horned sheep, they're eagles, there's an occasional black bear. There was a lot to witness and see there in the Royal Gorge. For us, it was our first time not only in Colorado, but obviously on this particular train. The city itself, Canyon City, is sort of built around, I would say. This is one of the main attractions in Canyon City. The train also is one of those things where it's just sort of, sort of nostalgic in and of itself, because our primary mode of transportation these days is either air or car. Most people don't travel by train like they did hundreds of years ago. So being on a train in and of itself had a very nostalgic feel. The train was very well equipped. We had food, we had access to food. There is a food car. There are restrooms. There are areas to sit and observe. And then, of course, there is the observation deck. And the observation deck is pretty much a open rail car, no sides, but just rails. And you can witness on both sides of the track as you pass the scenery. So the onboard experience, let's talk about that real quick. You can indulge in gourmet cuisine. Now, if you want to pay a little bit more, you can sit in a dining car. The dining cars are some of those cars that look a little larger. They're a little taller than the regular cars. And that's because you have two levels. Up on top is the dining, and below is like restrooms for number one. But number two, there are areas, I think, in the, when this was in full operation, that people could sleep, like sleeping quarters. So as we entered into the train, we're able to walk down, across, and over into our car. We just chose a regular car. We were able to order off a menu. The people, the young lady that helped us was very, very pleasant, very nice. Several times, the managers and some of the folks who were maybe a little bit more senior on the train, walked through, asked us how our experience, how's everything going? Did we need anything? I never felt like we were away from service for very long. Even when I was outside on the observation deck, at one point, the young lady, I had ordered a drink and I went outside because I just couldn't hold it. I wanted to go outside and start video and taking pictures. And she found me with the drink and gave me the drink. So I had moved away from where I was sitting. I went out to the observation deck, and she was kind enough to come all the way to the deck to find me to give me my drink. So, having said all that, if you are anywhere close to Colorado Springs, that means if you go into Colorado Springs, if you go into Denver, they're not very far from each other. Canyon City is not very far from either of those places. I would say if you're at all interested, it is certainly worth the trip to go and see. I give it 5 stars, 5 out of 5. Parking was not an issue. There was parking right at the facility. You want to get there about 45 minutes to an hour ahead of time to make sure you get to your seat and get ticketed and get, situated. There are restrooms before you go on the train, but there's also restrooms on the train. We came with my grandson, so we traveled with a small child. They are very, very accommodating. Just make sure you get there in plenty enough time to, get checked in and to get to your seat. Also, there's a lot to do in terms of shopping. There is a very nice, very large um, area where you can buy gifts and souvenirs and things like that if you want to commemorate your visit. And again, there's plenty of food and plenty of drink. So it was about an hour in total, up and back. And again, I would highly suggest if you're anywhere close to Canyon City, Colorado Springs, Pueblo, Colorado, or Denver, that you take the time one day and ride over and, take a ride on the Royal Gorge Railroad. Go to their website if you want to see what the prices are. I think for what we booked, it was about $98 per person. And that means, just the seating area to confirm a seat on the train. And in addition to that, we paid for our food. It was well worth it, and I would certainly do it again. And yes, I highly recommend it. I'm just going to sit back now and let you guys kind of, take in the rest because the scenery is. Well, one last thing I want to tell you. Yes, we did go beneath the Royal Gorge or the Gorge Bridge, and you'll see that in a very quick snippet as we went under. I'm not sure how tall that is, but it is very high. It is very, very high. But all in all, we really loved it. We'll definitely go back and we highly recommend. So enjoy the video, subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thank you. as you go across, it's like a little town on the side. I didn't realize it was that long. That's the video I saw. It was like they were going across pretty quick. That's pretty high.
Yeah.
This is great, great. This is like close to
Maybe we did the San Francisco Bridge.
that has nothing there. Nowhere close to what you see it right there. I guess in San Francisco, at least you fall in water, but here you're gonna break it up pretty good before you get down there.
Oh yeah, you're not gonna remember his spot.
And I hope I will.
Your food is at your
Thank you. I'm going to get my food. All right, you ready to go back? Yeah.
Uh-oh. You okay?